Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to yet another video. I'm Ryan, this is Jongaa, and this is Jongaa Cam for the very first time ever. Today we're going to do a new style of video where it's just going to be me talking to a screen, which I've wanted to avoid doing for a long time because I prefer to have the physical cards in front of me. I find that with Yu-Gi-Oh! Especially, I learn faster, I figure things out better when the cards are physically in front of me. And that's just what I've preferred for a long time. And I'm still trying to work that out to get the optimal setting for you guys. Having some quality issues with that, but that's okay. This video will be about new cards anyway, which I guess this segment, I guess I'll call it, getting you ready for the future. And I want to talk about stuff that's coming out in Phantom Rage that you will need to know about kind of at a competitive level. Things that you should expect to see. But remember guys, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, jongaa5 at chaoticfactory.com. And yeah, lots of new stuff coming, lots of videos coming, and deck profiles and combos on the way. Just been a bit busier lately, but should be ready to go. And even where I am in the world, Melbourne, Australia, lockdowns hopefully finishing soon, locals, and meeting up with friends, and more amazing new content. But anyway, let's jump straight into the video with our best friend, Dueling Book, and cards from Phantom Rage that you should be thinking about, and stuff that you need to know. So the first card is this guy, Phantom Knights of Torn Scales, I think was the English name. However, this card is really broken. Don't just expect this to be seen in BA, PK. You can expect to see this in like every deck. A lot of different combo decks can use this because it's a very powerful starter. Why? Well, it can really do anything you want. It can go into like every broken Link monster in game, do every broken setup imaginable, and from my perspective, as a big fan of crazy Link combo decks, big fan of BA Orchest and BAPK from way back, and Burning Abyss since it came out, big fan of all that stuff. Dark Warrior especially. This card is just crazy. So I prepared a small little hypothetical replay of just all the stuff that you can do. So let's go ahead and play that. So you obviously begin with Tier Scale, and you send Ancient Cloak, you banish it, and you get Silent Boots, and then you can special that, and you can go into Cherubini. So you don't have to send a graph and do the Seer. Again, this is just hypothetical, maximum output. So already your tier scale can make you Cherubini. And then if you can make Cherubini, well, you're already making Rusty Bardich, which is really fine. And then, again, hypothetical, you get to send the gloves of the Bardich, set a trap. It can be Fogblade, it can be Shade Brigandine, it's fine. You can get Cherubini for free, summons back, and then you have, loaded graveyard ready to go, different paths. You can foolish a Fogblade, summon back this, make Levier the Sea Dragon. But as you can see here, you already have stuff for Isolde. So, banishing the Silent Boots will summon back the Torn Scales out of the grave, get the Shade Brigandine, get 2 warriors, and you have Isolde, right? So already off one card, we've already accessed Cherubini, Bardich, and Isolde. And obviously, what Isolde's gonna get. Send any equip. There's a bunch of equips in the game now that just have, infinite synergy with Phantom Knights, different dimension reincarnation, it's fine. Summon any level 1 tuner. Again, this doesn't have to be grappler angler. It can be Infernoble Knight Reynold, and then you can get other Infernoble cards from him because you can, send Durandal to the grave, add it back. So you can really see how this is just a generic Isolde card as well. Not just BAPK, it's also Isolde. And, summoning tuner monsters out of your deck, well, we all know what that gets you. We get to play cards like Linkross, and we get to play cards like Needle Fiber, and get cards like Violent Cube. So again, this is all just hypothetical, but how insane is that? Like, you have a single card starter, all you have to do is discard a card, And then from that one card, you can branch into Cherry Beanie, Needle Fiber, Isolde, and Rusty Bardage. That's crazy. This is just a combo player's dream. So good. Like, I'm very excited to play this card because, it's perfect for my, 3-axis style decks, level 3 base decks, because Cherry Beanie is just so powerful and generic in what it allows you to do in the game. And then especially with this card, Vylon Cube. So, Rusty Bardage really helps you abuse Smoke Grenade of the Thief, because say in a combo like this, where you path it a bit differently, you can actually go into Herald of Arclight, search Smoke Grenade, and then make a, Break Sword underneath your Bardage, triggering it to destroy a card on the field, pop your own Smoke Grenade, end on a couple of Fog Blades, Herald of Arclight. Based on other extenders, you have even more negates. So, be on the lookout for the future of this card after Phantom Rage. It's really nuts, guys. It's so good. Ridiculous card. So bonkers. Alright, so the next cards I want to talk about are obviously Zodiac. So, Zodiac's doing quite well in Japan, and I follow a lot of OCG channels on YouTube. They post videos of their locals, they post videos of matches, and I can see why it's so good. Firstly, because the Japanese format is a bit slower, but I mean, Zodiac was always so good because it's a 1-card combo deck, meaning you can draw any other 4, 5 situational cards in the game, but as long as you have your one Zodiac monster, you're good to go. So, if you told me 3 years ago, if I could normal summon a Zodiac monster and I could wipe the board 3 times, I'd be like, you are crazy. But, as you can see, any Zodiac monster, you get to just make a Borbo for free. And so Borbo is unique in that it can just ignore all your opponent's monsters, it can just ignore everything, and it can just attack your opponent directly for free. And, why would you want to do that? Because we want to make the new XYZ monster, the Negologia AA Zeus, the big rank 12. Essentially, you can slap it over any XYZ monster that's battled in that turn. Again, it's broken not just in Zodiac, but just in any deck that can make XYZ. It is so good. Just, again, based on the, small anecdotal evidence that I've observed watching the OCG channels, this card is nuts. It is so unfair. Like, the amount of games I've seen Zodiac just come back from, neg 4, neg 5 card advantage just because they can resolve that card is sick. But anyway, so you can slap Borbo and attack directly, and then you can just slap all the Zodiac monsters on top of each other. And I know that was a bit fast, but you can slap all the Zodiac monsters on top of each other. It's fine. You play Zodiac combo, you play Pot of Avarice if you want to as well. So this card reads, quick effect. You can detach 2 materials from this card, send all other cards in the field to the graveyard. So you can overlay and get 6 material underneath this, so you can wipe on your turn, your opponent's turn, and then your turn again. So sick. Be on the lookout for this card. Definitely going to be a Starlight Rare. Crazy powerful card, and very useful in a lot of decks. Unironically, Melfi and Beast Link XYZ decks, oh man, it's so sick. So good. And I definitely think that Zodiac does have potential in TCG, but I guess the main problem is our format's a little bit faster than Japan, just because Link Cross and MXC makes for some really painful stuff. But again, you can slap so many hand traps in Zodiac, normal summon a single Zodiac monster, and you can win the game. And your grind game is so good with Zodiac combo and Pot of Avarice. It's so good. Okay, so the next card I want to talk about this card, Zoo King Alpha. Again, this is just I guess, a rough demonstration of what the card can do. So, this card. You special it out of your hand while the total attack of all your monsters your opponent controls is higher than the total attack of monsters you control. Again, very easy. Absolutely, your opponent goes first, makes a huge field. You can always summon this card. And then, you can target any number of beasts, monsters you control, and then return those to the hand, and then bounce the equal number of your opponent's field. So it doesn't target, firstly. So it's a free 3k beater that doesn't target monster removal. It's a good way to deal with problem cards like Red Eyes, Dark Dragoon. It's very similar to Pancratops, is that you can probably see this in every person's side deck, everyone's side deck. Very, very strong meta, versatile card. Expect to see a lot of this moving forward, especially because you can just do what Pancratops did, special it, go to battle phase, force things to happen, your opponent has to respond, and then usually that is enough. It's already done its job. So expected to see this a lot, especially in, you know, cards like Zodiac and Melfi and Tri Brigade. I guess important note, I'm not going to talk about archetypes in this set, like Tri Brigade and what they called Virtual World, because I guess they're not like based off OCG, they're not like tier 1, but they could be relevant. But if you're interested in that, you know, go check out those videos about those archetypes. And then the last card I want to talk about is a Datascape card, but you can see this card being played in a lot of other decks because it is a generic level 9 synchro, and it is a Macro Cosmos. And we all know how good Macro Cosmos is. So that's really, really, really good. And because we still have, you know, Needle Fiber and Link Cross still legal in the game, we can easily climb into level 9 synchros, as we've all seen Infernoble do. Sometimes Infernoble even summon 2 level 9 synchros. So who knows what's going to happen, really. This is just such a generically powerful card. And then the low-key second effect is really, really, really good. So during your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard. So if your opponent outs this somehow, you can banish 2 other monsters with different original type and attribute behind your graveyard and summon it back. So this is really good in Thunder, because I've been, I said on this channel, I had that Dino Thunder combo deck, and I was actually testing this card out in that deck a lot as well, you know, seeing if I could make it, and you very easily can, because, you know, you're playing level 1 tuners, and you're playing level 8 monsters. Very easy to make this. And then on your second turn, if your opponent somehow breaks through, you know, your graveyard has this and Thunder Dragon Fusion in it. So you banish, you know, your Thunders, you get their effects, right? You can only banish, you know, one of the dark attributes, but that's usually enough to win the game and get you going. Anyway, so that will conclude this video of the day. I hope you enjoyed this different style and, you know, brand new format of video. I'm really keen to do more stuff like this for, you know, cards I can't physically get a hold of, or cards that are coming out in the future, or just, you know, rapid, quick combos that I want to, you know, try and educate everyone about. Because, you know, there's a lot of stuff that happens in Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially in brand new sets. And I found historically that if you're not prepared, if you don't know, you'll just lose games for free that you probably should not have lost. So the first step is knowledge and knowing, and then the second step is obviously implementing it and, you know, avoiding it if it ever happens to you. So, you know, don't be surprised if your opponent summons Torn Scales and FTKs you. Don't be surprised if Zodiac randomly wipes your board 3 times. Don't be surprised if your Amazing Field gets broken by Zoo King Alpha. Because, you know, we're not meta sheep here at Jongaa. We like to forge our own path, gain our own knowledge, and push forward. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And peace out, guys. Thank you so much. See ya.